In this video, we are going to see how to connect to a remote Linux machine. It can be a web hosting server or any other Linux server. And we're going to use SFTP from a Visual Studio Code extension to connect to this remote server. And this way we can synchronize our files. We can download files from the server. We can upload files to the server. First, in Visual Studio Code, we're going to open the Extensions tab. And here I'm going to look for SFTP. The extension we need is going to be the second one, because the first one, as you see, is deprecated. So we're not going to use this one, but we are going to use this one by Natizi Skunk, or I hope that I say this name correctly. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and install this extension. And it was installed, and now we can close this window. In a minute, we're going to have here a new option, a new tab here on the left. We don't have it yet because we need one preliminary step to get that. So to do that, we're going to open our command palette with Ctrl-Shift-P, and I'm going to look for SFTP config. And here it is, SFTP config. And as soon as I'll choose this option, look what new option we'll get here. So here I click on it, and here is the new option. And here we need to provide the details to access, to connect to the remote server. In a second, we're going to fill in all of the details. But before that, I want to make sure that we are able to connect to the server using SSH, because SFTP is based on SSH. And even if you are using a basic web hosting provider, even with shared hosting, most of the modern web hosting platforms or services allow SSH connections. So it's a good idea to make sure that you can connect to your server using SSH. So let me do that. So let's open the terminal. So from the menu, I'm going to choose terminal and new terminal. And to connect using SSH, we're going to write here SSH. And then the username in your server. So this is my username, and then the IP address of the server. This is something that you probably know. Chances are that it was provided to you by your web hosting provider. If your SSH uses any other port other than the default one, you're going to need to specify the port that you are using with a -P flag, and then specify the number of port. For example, it might be 6022 or whatever it is. In my case, it's the default port, which is 22, so I don't need to use the -P flag. And once that's done, we can hit enter, and the first time we're connecting to a new server, we're going to get this warning message. It's going to be added to the known hosts file. So I'm going to write here yes, and now I need to provide a password to connect to the server. And once again, this is going to be the SSH password, and we're now connected to the remote server. Now that we made sure that we are able to connect using SSH, it's going to be really easy to provide the details here. So first, about the name, this is only a descriptive name. It can be anything you want. You can leave it as my server, or you can change it and call it whatever you want. Next, for host, we need to provide the IP address of the server. So it's the very same IP address I used here to connect using SSH. And let's write it here. The protocol is going to be SFTP. The port, for me, it's 22. It might be different for you if your server uses any other port for SSH. 22 is the default, and most servers use that, but it might be any custom port, any different port. Then username is going to be the username. And for me, this is the username I provided here. And let's paste it here. And finally, for the remote path, we need to provide the full path in the server. If you are using something like shared hosting, you're not going to have full access to the remote server. So you need to make sure that here you provide or you specify a folder that you have permissions to, you are allowed to access to. So for example, this is my own server, so I can access whatever I want. But in any case, a good idea might be your home folder. So the best way to do that, in my opinion, is using the pwd command, because this specifies the absolute path to this folder. And I know that this is a folder that I have access to. I have permissions to access this folder, so it should be okay. So I'm going to copy this absolute path and paste it here as my remote path. And the rest of the options I'm just going to leave as false, which is the default option. And let's save this file. So file, save. And now we can click here on the SFTP option. And of course we can now see here my server, because this is how we named our remote server. And let's try to click on my server to see its contents. And we now need to provide the SSH password for this server. And we can see all of the files and folders in this remote server.